In this video, we're going to learn how to use formulas in Excel in order to do garment grading and also in order to do costing. Before we begin, I'm going to show you how you can add arrowheads to the points of measure lines which you created in Adobe Illustrator. So for this exercise, you're going to use the Marnie skirt, which I uploaded to your assignments tool. And so the first thing you have to do is display the stroke palette. So you're going to go to Window, Stroke to display the stroke palette. And here you can notice it has a section that says arrowheads. So first you're going to use the black arrow and select all of the lines using Shift. So all of the lines which are going to receive the double arrowheads. And then you're going to go to the drop-down menu where it says arrowheads and select arrow number 1 for the beginning and arrow number 1 for the end. And that's all you need to do. If you've missed any of them, you can go back and do the same again. So at this point, you're ready to export this JPEG so that you can insert it into your Excel spreadsheet. So what you have to do is go to File, Export, Export As. You can call it Marnie skirt drawing. And I'm going to save it on my desktop, and I'll save it as a JPEG file. And then I will simply click on Export. You can choose medium resolution. That'll be good enough for the Excel. And then you can click on OK. Then you can go to your desktop, make sure it's saved. So here it is, I got it. So now I have to go to my Excel file. So the Excel file, that's called Assignment Marnie plus Costing Excel sheet. And here's the empty space where you're going to insert this drawing. So I'm going to go to Insert. Then I'm going to go down to where it says Picture, and then select Picture from File. So click on that, browse to your desktop, select your JPEG by clicking on it just once. And then you're going to click on the Insert button. And when the drawing comes down, you can just click and drag to resize it. So click and drag in the corner of the bounding box, and then you're done. So next, we're going to look at how to do grading formulas in Excel for the same spreadsheet here. So next, we're going to enter the grading formulas to get the correct grading measurements for my spec sheet. So first, you're going to put your student name here. And again, I'm working on the Assignment Marnie plus Costing Excel file. And firstly, we're going to look at the grading increments. For the waist measurement, we're using the 1-inch grade. For the across high hip, across low hip, and front hem width, we're also using 1-inch increments. So that means extra small will be 1 inch smaller, and then medium will be 1 inch bigger, and then the large will be 1 inch bigger than the medium. So we're going to start entering the formulas to get those measurements, to get the computer to calculate those measurements for us. So any formula will be starting with equals. So in this box where it says extra small waist, I'm going to put equals. Then I will click on 15 3/4, which is G12. And then I will put minus, and then I'm going to put 1, so 1 inch. Then I will hit enter, and then computer is going to give me the measurement. So it's 14 3/4, which is correct because it's 1 inch smaller than 15 3/4. So I could do the same here again. So this formula will be equals, and you can also notice my formula is being typed out in the formula bar on top. So you can either type it here or you can just type it here. So I'm going to be typing it in this cell. So again, equals, and then it'll be 17 3/4 minus 1. Then I will hit enter, and again I can see the calculation being 16 3/4, which is 1 inch smaller than the 17 3/4, so that means it's correct. In order to save time, I can just copy and paste this formula. Why? Well, because I also have 1-inch grade here and here, so that means it can be the same formula. So what I'll do is I'll click on this cell. When I move my mouse to the corner of the cell, it's going to turn into a little plus. Then I will click and drag across all the way down, including the front hem width. And that's going to copy my formula all the way down. So let's check if it's correct. Yes, so if I have my hem width 18.5 for small, I have 17.5 for extra small, which is 1 inch smaller, therefore it's correct. The same idea goes for the medium. So for the medium, I'm going to put the formula equals this plus 1. And to save time, I'm just going to click and drag all the way to include the front hem width and let go, and then the formula will be pasted. And let's just see if it's correct. 18.5 for small, 19.5 for the medium, 1 inch grade. Yeah, I'm right. So the same thing for large. So for large, I'm going to say equals medium, which is K12, plus 1. Hit enter, and there is your measurement. So again, you can copy and paste this all the way down. So there you go. So your large is 20.5, which is 2 inches bigger than your size small. So far this is going okay. Now let's see next, pocket length. So pocket length is only going to change for size large. So that means that you can either just type in here 5.5, or you can just put equals, click on this 5.5, enter. The same here, medium is not going to change, so I can go equals this cell, which is the size small, and then enter. Now for size large, my formula will be this cell plus 1/4 inch. So let's do that. So equals this cell plus 1/4 inch, enter. So now I've got 5.5 for all of the sizes except for large, it's 5 3/4. So I've added a 1/4 according to my rules here. So the next one is the waistband width. So that doesn't change anywhere. So what I can do is put equals that, enter, and then equals that, enter, and then equals that, enter. So it's 2.5 across the board. So the rest of these, so my side seam length, center front length, and center back length, they're all changing 1/4 inch per size. So what I'll do is put the formula in here saying equals this minus 1/4, enter. And then here it'll be this, which is the size small, plus 1/4, enter. And then here it'll be 1/4 inch bigger than my size medium. So the formula is going to have to be equals this, which is my medium, plus 1/4 inch, hit enter. So now you can see here it's graded correctly. It's graded 1/4 inch per size. Since the center front and the center back lengths are graded 1/4 inch per size as well, that means I can just simply drag the formula to copy and paste it. And again, select this cell, and then to paste it here and here, all you have to do is put your mouse in the corner, click and keep your mouse pressed, and drag all the way down, and it'll copy the formulas going all the way down. And now at this point you've done your grading, but now you have to do the discrepancy. So the discrepancy tells you if there is a difference between the measurements of the third sample that your technician took and the actual measurement of size small that you're requesting. So to see if there's any discrepancy between them, you can enter the formula here. So we'll put equals, and then you're going to click on the bigger one, or the small third sample measurements, minus the measurement of size small that you're requesting, which is G12, and then you're going to hit enter. So The discrepancy tells you 1/4 of an inch, meaning that your actual small size third sample is 1/4 inch bigger than what you're requesting because you're requesting 15 3/4. So if I copy and paste this formula all the way down, I can see if any other measurements are not what I wanted. So these ones are all correct because what I want, which is the small approved measurements, and my third sample are measuring exactly the same, so the discrepancy is 0. So that's really good for me. But then I can see here that, for example, for a cross-high hip, I wanted 17 3/4, but my sample is actually measuring 17. So that means that my sample, current sample, is 3/4 too small because it's 17, and I really want it to be 17 3/4. So adding this formula to the discrepancy column allows you to see if your measurements are off and how much the discrepancy is. So for that, you're just also able to use the simple formula as well. Next, we're going to click on the Canadian designer costing. And here it's going to be just a little bit more complicated in terms of formulas. So we're going to look at that next. In the last part of this video, we're going to look at how to set up costing. So here's an example of a Canadian designer costing. And I'm still looking at the same file. So this is the assignment Marnie plus costing Excel file. So Joanne Jarvis is a Canadian designer who's entering the business. Her collection of dresses will be made in Canada. Her overhead costs will be 25% on total cost of labor and material. So we're going to set this up in an Excel in order to be able to calculate the wholesale price as well as the retail price. Her wholesale markup will be 100%. She's going to be selling her garments wholesale to independent specialty boutiques in Toronto and Montreal, and these boutiques will add 100% markup to her wholesale price in order to determine the retail price for Joanne's dresses. So we are going to calculate what is the price for wholesale for Joanne's dresses, and we're going to look at what is the retail price for Joanne's dress. So we're looking at one particular style of the dress, and here's the information. So first of all, I have to format these cells as dollars with 2 decimal points. So basically I'm going to click and drag all the way down to select all of these cells. Then I'm going to go to right click, format cells, or I could have gone to format cells. And then here I'm going to check currency. So click on currency and select $, and then you're going to click on this one, which is the positive value, and then I've got the $, 2 decimal places, and I click on this one, and then I say OK, and now my cells are formatted. So I'm going to enter the numbers here. So it's entered here that my fabric 1 meter cost is $15, so I'll type in 15 and then press enter. My trim is $3. My acetate lining for 1.25 meters is $5, so I've entered that. And then I have to calculate how much is this altogether. So I'm going to click and drag all the way down, ending at the yellow highlighted box. And then under the Home tab, you're going to find the auto sum. So I'm just going to click on the auto sum, and then that's going to add those numbers up. Similar here, so cutting of one dress, so price is given for 10 pieces minimum, and then sewing of one dress, so price again is given for at least 10 pieces minimum. So here I'm going to enter $7, and here I'm going to enter $38. So again, I could just use auto sum, or I could go and type in equals this cell plus this cell, and then I hit enter. So either way, you can use auto sum or the formula. Obviously, the auto sum would have been faster for me to do. So next, I have to calculate the total labor cost plus total material cost. So that's going to give me the total manufacturing cost, or TMC. So in order to do that, I'm going to enter the formula. So I'm going to put equals, and then it'll be the total materials, which is F25, plus total labor, which is $45, which is F29 cell. So that's my formula, and then I'm going to hit the enter key. So now that's my total manufacturing cost. And now I have to calculate my overhead. So overhead will be 25% on the cost of the manufacturing. So I'm going to put the formula in. So equals, I'll click on the TMC times, so this is the times 0.25, and then I will hit enter. So here I have that result. My overhead is $17. So finally, now I'm going to calculate my total expenses. So that'll be my total manufacturing cost plus overhead. So basically I can just auto sum these two. So I'm going to click and drag to select these two, and then include the box where my result is going to go. And then I'm going to hit the auto sum button. So auto sum button, and then here I have my result, which is $85. So now I have to calculate what my wholesale price is going to be. So the wholesale price is going to be my total expenses doubled up, meaning it's going to have the 100% markup. So in order to do that, I'm going to type in the formula. So equals this box, which is my total expenses box, times, multiplied by 2. So that is my preliminary wholesale price. It's $170. So basically it's $85 doubled up. Then I will have to calculate my wholesale price. So the wholesale price will be the retail price will be my wholesale price with 100% markup. So that means I'm going to go enter my formula as equals the wholesale price multiplied by, or times 2. So that's my formula, and then I hit enter on my keyboard, or return, and then I will arrive to my retail price, which is $340. So you can use the same process to enter these formulas, and make sure that you're using the formulas, because I will be checking your Excel sheet to see if you actually use the formula or if you just typed it in. So make sure that you're just understanding and practicing these operations, because it'll be very important to use in the fashion industry when you work on the costing and grading and many other applications as well. And that's it for this video.